y'all, Lindsay with Four Arrows Garden here. I am in our succulent house at the back of the garden, and one of the questions we get asked the most is how to take care of some of these colorful, soft succulents that we have and that we carry back here. We have them in 2-inch, 4-inch, and 6-inch pots back here. They're very different than landscape plants, so we have a little bit of different maintenance suggestions for these. These are softer succulents. They're not ones you're going to put in the ground, so our best tips are to plant them together like in a small pot, a nice shallow dish. Succulents don't love to sit in a lot of water, so that's why you see them planted together, where they can kind of like that root system will take up all the water you give it. If you put one in a giant pot, sometimes they can experience root rot. So if you're going to use a nice wide pot, you want to fill it with the succulents. And what's really nice about that is they look lovely together anyways. So fill the pot, but you also want to look for a shallow pot because they, like I said, they don't want to sit in a lot of water. So you don't want, when you water, you don't want there to be, 6 inches of water at the bottom of the pot, or eventually they will probably experience root rot. So that's why you see them in shallow dishes a lot, in shallow pottery. Again, another note is you want to make sure it has a drainage hole in it. If it doesn't, a lot of times you can drill that in yourself, depending on the type of pottery, but it needs to be able to drain any excess water out. So for watering, one of our tips is, and this might surprise some of you, because I know a lot of folks come in and think that they want to spray it or put an ice cube on top. And I know a lot of you have had success with that. We're not saying it doesn't work if it works for you, but the way we do it here at Four Arrows Garden is we soak them. So when it is watering day, when the soil is really dry and it's been dry for a few days, we soak them completely. And then we let them dry out completely in between. Another tip is to put them in a bowl that you'll be able to carry around. So you want to make sure that that pottery is not too big. It'll make it much easier for you to protect them. You could bring them inside in the winter when we're experiencing some colder temperatures at night, because they don't want to go through any hard freezes. So if you don't like to cover things, put them in a pot that's small enough where you can just take it inside for a few weeks if we're going through a cold spell. Also, you want to be able to move them around in the summer as well, because even though they're sun lovers, they don't want to be in the full direct sun for 16 hours a day in June here in the desert. That's too much for them. They're soft succulents and they're small. They just don't have the structure to support that. They're not like the landscape cacti and agave that you see out in the desert here. They're much more sensitive. So even though they do like light, you don't want them to be exposed to direct sunlight all day in the summer. They could get some morning sun, that would be best, or you could pull them inside in a bright sunny room. That also works really well. So if you have any more questions, come see us. We're glad to help you.